Hi, this is Aaron from WintrissTech Technical Schools. So, now that we've got NetBeans installed, it's time to start our very first program. In this video, I'm just going to be showing you how to make your program pop up a window. And in the following video, we're going to be starting to draw some graphics into that window. So, we're going to get started with creating a new project. You can either use this button right here in the toolbar, this brown box, or you can go to File, New Project, and there's a big set of different types of projects NetBeans can create. We want the Java category and Java application, which is probably selected already, but if you've been playing around with things, it might not be. Then Next, and here we need to give it a name. And we need to use camel case. So if you saw the camel case video, you know what that means. If not, you can probably pick it up just from watching. I'm going to call this project the empty window game. And that's all we need to worry about for now. Finish. So now NetBeans has created our program, and it's created a starting class for us right here, class, and it's got the same name that we gave our project. And we can go ahead and run our project by clicking this run button. It says build successful, and that's all it does right now. It doesn't do anything except run and finish running. So now we're going to start writing our code. Hopefully you watched the video about Java syntax, and you'll kind of understand what these curly braces mean, how this one matches up with this one, and then all this stuff is inside of it. And then we've got this one matching up with this one, and it's inside here where we're going to start writing our code. You can see this big label here, public static void main string square brackets args parentheses. And you can just recognize it by the main. But this whole thing is basically a special part of the code, and this is where your program is going to start running when you hit the run button. So we're going to put our code, all of our code today, into this main method. We're going to start by creating a window, and if you remember from the video about variables, pretty much everything in Java is stored inside of a variable, which means we have to give it a name and we have to know what kind of thing is going to be in that variable. So we're going to make a variable called Aaron's game window, and the type of that variable is going to be a new type of thing called a JFrame. So I'm going to type the word JFrame with a capital J and a capital F. Then I'm going to hit Control Space. This little menu pops up with some choices. I'm going to choose the first one, JFrame, then space, and then the name that we want to give this variable, which I said before was Aaron's game window. You can use whatever name you want for the variable as long as it's camel case, it doesn't have any spaces, and doesn't have any unusual symbols in it. Then we're going to say equals new JFrame. I'm going to use Control Space again, and I want to use this third one that takes a string parameter, and inside of the parentheses I'm going to type double quote, and here we can type the words that we want to appear in the title bar of the window. Aaron's game window. We can use spaces here because all of this is inside these double quote marks. And then at the end of the line we need a semicolon, just like pretty much every line in Java. So that has created our window and stored it into this variable. Now if we run this, we're not going to see anything yet because windows or JFrames, when they're created, are created invisibly. So we don't see anything happening here. So now let's make our window visible. Aaron's game window dot set visible is the command we're going to use. And then in parentheses, the word true, meaning yes, we want it to be visible. And we need a couple other things. You should just add this every time you're making a JFrame for now, but we'll explain a little bit more about what this all means over time. So here are the rest of the commands. We want to say Aaron's game window dot pack. That basically sets the window's size so that everything that's been added into the window will fit. Then Aaron's game window dot set location. And I'm going to hit Control Space to see the different ways we can set the location. You might want to use the second one where you give it an X and a Y coordinate of, as it says, the top left corner of the new window, or of the window. I actually prefer to use this last one, which will let us center the window on the screen. It says, sets the location of the window relative to a given component. We'll talk more about components later, but it also says if the component is null, the window is placed at the center of the screen. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to use set location relative to, and I'm going to say null, because as it said in the documentation there, that's going to make the window be placed in the center of the screen. Now, the final one, Aaron's game window dot set default close operation. And this takes a parameter which is JFrame dot exit on close. This command basically causes our program to stop running when you close the main window of the game. So, with all of this stuff added, we can run it. And here's our window in the center of the screen. If I expand it, you can see it's got the title right here, which is the title we specified here when we created the JFrame. And that's pretty much it. In the next video, we're going to be setting the size of this window when it pops up, and we're going to be starting to draw some graphics into the window. All right, see you next time.